Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here. I need to make a masterboard for the Eclectic Florals journal because I've got lots of ephemera that I need to fill it with. I've got pockets to make, I've got journal cards to make, I've got tags to make. So I need to make a masterboard, probably more than one actually. But I'm going to make one today and I'm going to bring you along for the journey, because I have decided to do something I've never done before and make a fabric masterboard. So I'm really excited by this. Hopefully we will get it done, and then I'll pause. This is my plan. I'll pause the video, sew it, and then come back and show you. Hopefully we'll have time for that. So I've just got a book page here that I'm going to use as my base, and I'm just going to start layering up some fabrics. So I've got a pile of fabrics here in front of me. Most of them I have actually ironed. Wow, like who am I? But then there's a few extras that I threw on top that haven't been ironed, so you know. We'll just go with it and see what happens. I've also grabbed out my pinking shears just in case I want to do any pinking. And I have got a lovely cup of cappuccino with cinnamon on top, so let me just have a wee sip to start with. Freshly made, so I would like to enjoy it while it's still, you know, got a little bit of heat there. Right, so I am going to just start laying down. So I'm going to do it with glue stick, when I find the right glue stick. Here we go. Which will take everything in place until I get it to the sewing machine. So that is the plan for today. I've just launched right into it. So let's catch up a bit. How are you? How's your day going? How's your week going even? I hope you're all well and happy and all that good stuff, inspired. Right, no plan here. I'm just planning on laying down bits of fabric, and there's all these little cute squares that are in the bag. I'm sure there's lots that I haven't found yet that are kind of in amongst the layers of all this fabric that my quilter friend gave me. Maybe I just do it on top there. I'm not worried about gluing it down completely, just want to tack it in place so I'm not fighting with it. And the glue stick does go through a little bit. That's all good, not worried. Got a nice strip here, some dotties, fun dots. There's a little jaggedy on the edge there. Let's just see if we can take off that bit that's sticking out on the side. No, it's too long for that gap, so let's just pop it on the other side. Get rid of some of these threads that are still persistent in being attached. Oops, big clumps of glue. We perhaps don't want the big clumps. So my husband messaged me from work this morning and with the news that my bike wheels are ready to be picked up, which is super exciting. I haven't biked in, it feels like forever, and my one of them was buckled, the rim was buckled, and oh, there's a cat inside. I did not know there was a cat up behind me. Who is it? Who is it? Is it a Georgie? No. No, they're not talking to me. I'll find out in due course, I guess. So this is going to be very patchwork style. So anyway, as I was saying before I got distracted by a cat, yeah, bike. I'm super excited. I love biking and just haven't done it because my bike hasn't been able to be used, and there are some broken spokes as well, I think on both wheels. So they've been in at the repair shop and it took them a couple of weeks to get to them, and they're now ready. So hopefully by the weekend I will be upwardly mobile on my push bike. It's so exciting. I love my bike. The poor thing has sat out on the deck undercover, but you know, exposed to the elements. So it's got some rust, it's got a ton of cobwebs, which is really gross, and I will want hubby to take care of those in case there's any live critters in amongst them, because I don't do the live 8-legged critters, as you may be aware from if you're a regular watcher of my videos. Me and the live critters, the 8-legged ones, nah, don't do them. Don't want anything to do with them. Don't want to be near them. Don't want to, yeah, no, nope, 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 nope. So he hopefully will clean those off for me. I don't mind cleaning the rest of it. I just don't want to risk any nasty surprises popping out to say hello. That's not my jam at all. Yep, need a bit more glue out on the glue stick. Well, whoever it was that jumped down from the windowsill behind me has not shown themselves. Is it you, Kelly? Kelly? No, I have no idea. No idea. Maybe it was someone actually jumping up rather than jumping down. Sorry, I'm completely distracted by movements of cats, aren't I? Anyway, so exciting. So a couple of weeks ago I got a new helmet because my old helmet had seen better days. It had lost all the padding inside, deteriorated, and it wasn't a great helmet to begin with. I think I might overlap that a little bit. So I got a brand new helmet, which is super cool, and it's black, which wouldn't have been my preference, but they were on clearance, this particular helmet, and so I got it a bit cheaper, because you can pay a lot for a bike helmet. I was shocked. Like, I just wanted a basic, you know, get me out on the road, get me on the bike helmet that I have to legally wear, and of course, you know, protect me at the same time. I'm not like a professional biker or a racer or a, you know, whatever. It's just like, no, I want to be able to get on my bike, go for a fun bike ride, get to the shops or the doctor or whatever. So yeah, there's nothing else pinked on this, but I don't see that as a problem. We can do some pinked, some not. Just an added extra little detail. So yes, that's the thing I'm most excited about at this point in time. I'm really looking forward to getting on my bike, and aware that because it's been some time, I probably won't be on my bike and biking for miles straight away. I'll imagine that I'll be on my bike for a bit, and then be like, I'm so puffed, or my legs are like jelly. Probably the latter. My legs will be like jelly. And then probably sore muscles after the fact for a day or two. I'm quite, you know, because I've been here, done this before, where I haven't been on a bike for a while, and you get on your bike and then, gosh, you realise that this is still hard work, particularly here where there's always wind and different directions. So, you know, it's all very well going one way, but then you've got to turn around and come back. So if you bike with the wind at the beginning, then you're going to be biking into the wind on the way home, which is not so fun. So I try and bike into the wind wherever I'm going. If I'm not going anywhere specific, like for an appointment or the shops or something, I try and bike into the wind, so I do the hard work at the beginning and don't go too far than what I can actually make back home. And then it's kind of coming back home with the wind pushing you along is easier and nicer. So yes, that's exciting. The journal making course that I'm teaching is tomorrow night, so I'm recording this on Wednesday, so it's on Thursday night. I have not prepared anything at this point in time. I am well aware that I am like leaving it to the very last minute, and I've got a doctor appointment tomorrow, so I'm going to be a bit pressured tomorrow, I think, and record a video for Friday as well tomorrow. So tomorrow I think it's going to be quite interesting, as in I've got to motor on some things. Right, okay, we're kind of exhausting the smaller bits. This is pretty. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm going to snip off that uneven or funny shaped bit. There we go. That can go for something else like a cluster. I've also grabbed out some lace and stuff. Well, I've grabbed out my box. I haven't actually grabbed out the lace. I've grabbed out the box of lace. I thought we might want to jazz it up with a few bits of something. Should be nice. Strings all over the place. So shall we pop that in there and kind of connect our two segments? That seems like a good idea. So if you don't have tons of fabric scraps like I do at the moment due to wonderful friends, then just paper. Paper is all good. Or you might have some old clothes that you haven't got rid of yet that you could cut some bits out of. In the interest of recycling, reusing, I often, well, I don't actually throw clothes out very often, but if I do, I always assess whether it's something that's good enough for somebody else, in which case it will go to Goodwill, or whether it's not good enough for that, but there's parts of it I can salvage for crafting. Just having another sip of my cappuccino there. And put that along there. I think we will. Actually, I might. I want it smaller because it's kind of the same shape as that bit, and I want to keep it varied. Yeah, that's cute. Beautiful little fabric, this, with the beautiful bright colours. Very nice. Oops. Come on, play ball. The thing with fabric, of course, is that it can stretch and distort and stuff. It's a little different to paper, so that can be a little challenging. And we'll just put this little snippet there, because we may as well use it. Put the pink edge over top there. Right, what else have we got? Oh, here's a pink one. That's pretty. Need some pink in here because there's not a lot of pink so far. Let's change that. I'm going to pink this one as well. And I think those bits I am just going to get rid of. I'm amazed actually how much fabric I've used out of the bag that I was given. It's a big bag and it's like half full. I feel like I haven't done that many projects with it, but obviously I am using it, so that's good. You know, didn't get it so it could sit around forever and gather dust, unlike many other things in my craft room that I just struggle to use because it's like, oh, it's so pretty, it's so beautiful. If I use it, I haven't got it anymore. I'm sure many of you can identify with that sentiment. Because, you know, it's hard to use the pretty stuff because we like looking at it and we like dreaming about it. But, you know, as I've said before, and I keep saying because I need to hear it and I need to follow my own advice, it doesn't do any good sitting in a box or a bag or a room unused, never seeing the light of day. That's not pretty. It's not pretty. It needs to be celebrated and making something with it. And then, of course, there is the time. There is only so much time in a day, of which I am very conscious because I try and pack way too much into every day. And sometimes that gets a bit much, you know. Tissue. My nose is going. It's a little cool inside again today. So excuse me blowing my nose there. It's just the cold. Not that I've got a cold, but the cold air just making my nose. Gluey fingers. I was trying to get the threads and stuff off my fingers. So sticky. I need to grab a wet wipe, I think. Hang on one moment, please. They're going to get re-sticky, but I just can't deal with all that stickiness right now. It is annoying me and frustrating me. Right, here we go. Right, let's put some of this beautiful pink floral. Pink and blue. So very eclectic, as is the Eclectic Florals journal. And I just love being able to go wild and crazy with all the patterns and colours. I think it's actually so much fun. I like doing colour themes, but I'm discovering I actually like going completely like whatever, you know, eclectic. Bit of everything. Like a garden. Like a beautiful wild or cottage garden where everything finds a home. Oh, that's pretty right there in that corner. Fills up that corner. Oh, there's a bit of interfacing stuck on the bottom. Just peel that off. We don't need that layer. So I'm not going right to the edges with the glue. I'm just kind of putting it in the middle. And that'll be quite sufficient to keep it in place for when I sew it. Okay, we are getting there. I think I think we will have time for me to do the sewing and come back and show you. Love this too. It's so bright and beautiful. Some of this on the front cover. One piece, I think, maybe one piece of this on the cover of the journal. So what else have I got to tell you? Not a lot really. I still haven't decided whether I'm going out to the family lunch on Friday, and I really need to make a decision today because the booking, you know, will be going in and they will need numbers. So yeah, I haven't decided, which is probably a sign that I won't go. But I would like to, so yeah, I don't know. I guess somebody will contact me today, whether it will be my mum asking if I'm coming or my cousin to see if I want a ride. Probably someone will give me a little nudge and go, what are you up to? Are you coming? Are you not coming? What are you doing? And I'll go, and then an answer will come out my mouth. And that will be that. This is one of the ones I didn't iron. Can you tell? This has got a selvage along one edge. So we'll leave that selvage there because that's never going to fray. Let's hope the glue stick holds it down flat, since it's got that dirty great big crease through the middle. Oh, gurgle gurgle, that's my coffee going down. So it can go there. I'm creating these little spaces, aren't I, to fill, which is fine. I don't mind. I like collages where I have little bits to fill, because I like little bits. little gaps are fun and much easier to deal with than big gaps. Oops, that's not straight. The glue stick also kind of helps with movement when you're sewing. It doesn't move quite so much on, you know, when you're trying to sew things together. Want a bit more of this? I think we do. Just want to take care of that edge there. So I actually must message the lady that gave me, the friend that gave me this bag of fabric, because she said she'd love to know what I did with it. And I've got several projects now that I could actually show her what I've done with it. Because she said there will be more. And, you know, that's a beautiful thing. If I use it up, then I can justify getting more. Oops, big clump of glue there. Oh, I hear a blowfly. Yuck. I think it's in the firebox though, so I don't think it's going to bug me. Just noisy in the vibration of the firebox. Right, that's that. So we've got 4 gaps to fill. Should we put some of this blue floral in? Let's do that. I think I'll just cut across there. I'm going to keep that bit because that could easily go on a cluster or something. This has got stripes on it, so that helps cut straight. Those strings. Nothing like being distracted by the drone of a blowfly. Gross things. Oh, that would work right there. Yep. Have you ever done a fabric masterboard? I'd be interested if you've ever done one. I've never done one. Idea actually never occurred to me either until this morning. I was thinking, you know, I need to do a video. What am I going to do my video on? And I was like, I really need to work on ephemera for the Eclectic Florals journal. And then thinking about that style, and it's like, oh, what if? So, oh gosh, that was hard to open those scissors then. So here is the what if. We are dealing with the what if right now. This is another piece I haven't ironed. I'm being ruthless with some of the scraps, which I probably shouldn't be, because I want to make one of the scrappy type journal covers that Gail Agostinelli does. But you know, I'm sure I will have plenty for that, regardless of whether I'm being a bit ruthless right now. That will fit beautifully there. This is going to be interesting to sew around. My plan is, once it's sewn, that I will back it with cardstock so that we don't have lumpy bumpy stitching to try and write over on the back, because I thought that's probably not all that usable. Wouldn't matter for a pocket. I'm just trying to dig through and see if I've got any smaller bits in my pile here, so please excuse my arm. Oh, this is pretty. Interesting shape. Little kind of hourglass-ish. Threads on my fingers. Right, let's cut off the triangle bits. So that car is in for its warrant of fitness today. So we're a bit kind of nervous about whether they'll find anything major that needs repairing. Hoping that there won't be, because, you know, car repairs can get quite pricey. Is that going to fit there? I think it will. Just trim about there. Yep. Maybe I'll put the glue there. So yes, I'm kind of half nervously awaiting an update once they've dealt with the car as to what the verdict is. I don't know if warranty fitnesses are something that happens everywhere around the world or whether that's a New Zealand thing. I honestly would not have the foggiest, but every 6 months the car needs to go and be assessed and make sure it's roadworthy. So there's the cost of getting that check done, and also any work that needs to happen to bring it up to roadworthy standard. And so that's when sometimes things are picked up that you didn't realise were deteriorating or were developing an issue, you know, because when you're driving a car, things can deteriorate over time and you don't realise that they are deteriorating. It just kind of so slow and gradual. It becomes normal. But they, you know, have all the testing machines and stuff and run it through all the tests according to what the law says that it has to meet. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Right, we have covered the whole thing. It's very flimsy because this book page is, you know, it's soft book page, it's old book page. And I thought that would be interesting to sew. Let's hope it goes okay. Now let's take a wee look at lace first. I'm going to have another sip of my cappuccino. It's just one of those sachet coffees. It's not the real deal. Got a snippet. This one's got a it's got a stain, like a rust stain or something, which, you know, isn't the worst thing in the world. I just think it's just one spot. I should like coffee dye that and then it would kind of fit in. Do we want to just like add some lace bits? I think that's quite fun. Now, do I want to glue them down? Will it work if I glue it down? And which side? I think, yeah, that's the back. Let's give it a go. Let's just kind of hit it in the gaps between the flowers, like that. Don't want to completely cover the seams. I want it to look, you know, still have different bits. Right, there. I've used another scrap. What else have we got? No, not that. This is not a scrap, but I find this was cheap lace and it doesn't sit flat. You've got to kind of force it flat and then it flutes at the bottom. So, you know, cheap isn't always great. Some of that. Maybe in between the little scallop bits. I'm not sure how well this one will stick on with glue stick because it's a lot holier. Yeah. If we hold our tongue just right, it might stay for long enough. Another bit of this. Just little accents here and there just for a bit of extra fun. There, I think those 3 bits should be perfectly adequate. We don't want to go overboard because I envisage I'll still add some focal points or something. Right, I think I'm up to sewing. So I'm going to put you on pause and then I'm going to go and sew this. I don't know how long it's going to take, but for you it'll just be a mere moment. So I'll be back when I'm done. And here we are back with my little fabric masterboard that is all sewn around, and I found that this paper being soft and very flexible and floppy was actually really good. It allowed me to maneuver it in and around the sewing machine, twisting it round to get the bits sewn that I needed sewn. I just spotted a bit I missed, just a little bit there. Was really helpful in that I could sort of fold it in to get it around inside the machine. I think it's really, really cool. I used the same dark purple cotton thread that I used on the cover, and I wasn't worried about keeping it neat and that, so I've gone backwards and forwards on some areas rather than sort of shift the whole thing and have lots of different thread ends. I tried to just like go down, do a bit, and then come back and just work my way quietly around it. And I think it looks really fun. Now, when I do cut it up, I'm going to have some raw edges, like, you know, say for example, I cut it down through here, I'm going to have these edges that will need to be sewn. So that is something to bear in mind. So what I think I will do, cutting it is going to be interesting too, because I don't think my craft knife is going to work. If I had one of those rotary quilting cutter things, that would be perfect, but I don't. So I'm just going to have to good old scissors and try and cut straight. So I will cut it up here on camera and then I will sew it off camera. I don't know whether I'll come back and show you that. Possibly. We've still got some time. So first off, I really need to decide what I want to turn this into. So do I want journal cards? I think a large journal card would be kind of fun. So we've got 19.5 centimeters, which is roughly 7 6/8 I think of an inch. It's probably a little bit tall. I don't have a belly band for it yet, so maybe, is that tall enough for a belly band? I think we could use it for a belly band. So let's take off a segment for a belly band first. Let's go, how wide would we want? 2.5 inches. That seems like a good sort of distance for a belly band. So 2.5 inches, or around just under 6.5 centimeters. Just make sure I measured that right. I was making my mark on the wrong side of the ruler. So yep, it looks good. So I'm going to rule lines. Do I want to back it first actually? Or do I want to back it afterwards? No, I'm going to need to cut it first, otherwise when I sew the edges, I'm going to be sewing through the backing as well. Which isn't a problem because it would be around the exterior. Hang on a moment, let me grab some cardstock. Okay, I've got this light cardstock here. It's 200 GSM, but it's fairly lightweight. This was sent to me in Happy Mail. Thank you, sweet gifter who wants to remain unnamed. So thank you. I am going to use some to back this, because I think if I put paper over top of this, yeah, you can feel the stitching, and I think writing on it, it would be doable, but I think you could quite easily probably puncture the paper with a pen nib. Whereas I think if I use this, yeah, you can still feel the stitching, but I think you've got more of a more coverage. You're not going to go through that the same. So yes, I think what I'll do is I'll glue this on, and then when I sew up the edges, which will create, you know, bits that are cut open, we'll just sew around the edge of the card, or, you know, say a belly band, sew around the edge of it, and it will look good. Right, that's the plan. Okay, what do I want to glue it with? Probably tacky glue. Sorry about all the tapping. I don't typically do that on camera, but it is something that I do a lot of when I'm not on camera. It kind of drives my hubby nuts because I quite often tap my fingers and I do it without thinking. I just like doing it. I like the sound, I like the feel, and it kind of helps my brain tick over. So that's why I did it then, because I was like thinking then, oh, I've come up with a plan. Yep, this is what I want to do. And I was kind of like tap, tap, tap. So my apologies if that actually annoys anybody. Right, I'm not going to worry about completely gluing it down properly, because again it's going to be sewn around the edges, and I'm not sure whether I'll do it in the purple or whether I'll change to white. Not sure. Whoops, just gluing onto the card there. So again, this is just to kind of keep it in place, really. I am super happy with how it looks so far. I think it's really, really fun. It's got texture. It's got interest. The lace, I did like do lots of stitching on the lace because I wanted it down properly. You could leave edges flapping up. I think that would be fine as well. It's just not what I was particularly wanting. So yeah, it's a bit bumpy, but I think writing on it will be absolutely fine. Won't be any worries at all. So I'm just going to trim around it. This cardstock is actually perfect for this. So that was a really wonderful and kind gift, because I didn't have anything like this cardstock. I've got heavier cardstock or like scrapbook cardstock, but nothing like this. That is just great for writing on. It's perfect color because it's not white. It's just wonderful. It's amazing what you guys introduce me to. Can be a bit dangerous too. It's like, ooh, something to go on the shopping list, the want list, the gotta have list. Right, okay, now let's go back. I don't know whether I'm doing the same end as what I was doing before. Doesn't matter. I want to be a little bit random. So let's make our marks again. So 2.5, and I'm just using inches just because I find it easier. Right, 2.5, and that will be a belly band. There. Okay. So ideally, do we want about 6 inches for 6 inches in height? I think yes. So let's do 4 inches across. So 6 by 4. You know, kind of standard journal card or postcard size. Oops, running into my scissors on the side there. So go 4 inches. Be interesting to see what we get once it's chopped up. So, and then I'm going to do 6 inches this way. So we'll have a nice little narrow tag there or even like a little tuck spot or something could be used for. Right, now this piece left, what we want to turn it into, it is just over 4 inches. So we could do another journal card and have 2 of the small tags. It does not look straight to me. Is it straight? No, it is not straight. Let's fix that. Don't know how I mucked that one up. With the greatest of ease, I suspect. So there we go. So I'm just going to lightly rub out that second line because it will probably throw me off. The first line, that was not straight. Oh, my apologies. I took my phone off Do Not Disturb while I did the sewing and forgot to switch it back on. Right, done. Not that we're going to be here too much longer. I think I'm just going to do like 2 journal cards because I definitely need more than 1 journal card for this journal. And I had a lot of fun, so I might go ahead and do some more of these off camera as well. Right, just going to make sure that that's still straight. And no, it's not. It's slightly off still. My goodness. My measurements are just all over the show. Right, that'll have to do. It will be what it is. Right, let's chop it up and see what we've got. So sewing around these little pieces are going to be interesting. It's interesting actually trying to cut through it. I am definitely not following my lines all that well. So probably shouldn't have worried too much about whether it was off by a millimetre or so, because it's definitely not going to be straight at the end. You know, when you think about all those layers I'm going through of the fabric, the lace, the stitching. This one's going a bit better. That's that bit. Let's do this bit. Just imagine if it wasn't sewn on already. I'd have just fabric falling on my mat. Alright. So I think the belly band's going to be slightly shorter than a page, but that's all good. I'm happy with that. I can just choose a slightly shorter page, or just, it won't matter, or trim the ends with some lace above and below. Would look cool. Right, are we ready? Let's have a look. Let's start with the little bits. Oh, that's going to be the cutest wee tag. I might shape it before I sew it, would probably be a good idea. So I've just got this little bit up in the corner here. Gosh, that so looks crooked, but never mind. So maybe I'll do that now. We've still got a little bit of it there. But just so I don't forget that, I'm going to turn these into little tags. I'm thinking, am I going to do zigzag or straight stitch around the edges? Some of the fabric or lace is a little bit bubbly where it moved on me and didn't lie flat, but that's okay. Right, this is the second one. Super cute. Which way up would I like it? I think this way. So again, just going to cut that into a little tag. Imagine that with a little fabric or lace topper, would be super cute. So we've got 2 cute little tags there. Okay, journal card number 1. I just got this little bit of lace here on the edge, but I think it looks fabulous. So much fun. Our second journal card. So let's turn it that way just so I can fit things into camera. Oh, I think this is possibly my favourite one of them all. There's some really cool colour combinations going on. Fun. Yep. I think this is definitely my favourite. And because I love red, so it's got more red going on and a steep pink. Super pretty. Okay, and the belly band. Oh, I love that too. That looks really cool. There's a belly band. Not sure which way up I'll go with it. Doesn't really matter. So there we go. There is my fabric masterboard cut into pieces. I think I will just turn the camera off, sew around them, so I won't come back and show you. Just you will see on the thumbnail of the video, the photograph will be of them all complete. Thanks so much for joining me on this fun and crazy project. I hope it's inspired you to do something similar. If you don't have fabric, just grab some paper and have some fun. Collaging is great, and then if you want to sew, you can sew or not. It's entirely up to you. Have a great day, my friends. I will catch you back again soon. Bye for now.